Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, and welcome to Invasion Machine livestream. You are joined today with myself, the general manager of Invasion, Jacob, also known as Ranger on Discord, and the head moderators team, which are.
And that's me, Corn G, right there for you. Head on the Steam discussions and forums for the Invasion Machine community.
Alrighty, so moving on to what we're going to be covering today, we will be covering a few updates of Invasion Machine, which some of them I'm looking forward to, as well as the head moderators in here, and the community. And then we're going to be talking about the community programs we have, like the community outreach program, the community highlights program, which is very good to listen into, and various different sneak peeks that will be coming in this live stream. So stay tuned for that. Unfortunately, head moderator Montgomery and the French head moderator Lyric P will not be joining us for today's stream as they are unable to do so. However, they send their regards. So, moving on to update 0.5. What is update 0.5, Corin?
0.5 update is the biggest one of all that all players of the community have been asking for, and that is introduction of the ability to actually save the game and continue on without having to actually restart the whole game completely refresh.
And as a player myself of Invasion Machine, this is going to be one of the most amazing yet required updates of the game. And Invasion Machine himself, of the game development team, is hard at work trying to create that. So how will this plan out? How will update 0.5 be deployed? So on Steam, update 0.5 will be deployed on the developer branch or the beta branch within the next 2 weeks. So we do have a kind of confirmed idea when it will happen. All the teams, so Team Alpha, Team Beta, Team A, will have access to this, and you, the player, can apply from Team Beta for today and tomorrow on our official Discord, and the Discord invite code can be seen in the stream description, the live chat, or below there should be a message popping up with the Discord server invite. So that's how to become part of the Team Beta to get access to the developer branch. So what happens in the developer branch? The developer branch will allow you to test the functionality, save things, and then report the issues. So this is not just for gaming or gameplay, but mostly just testing and polishing the fixes. Once that has been done, you are able to, once that has happened, then the game development team will deploy this on the main branch for everybody, regardless if you're part of the team or not. Anything to add on to that, head moderator Corin?
I really just want to point out that for those who are kind of like going, wait a minute, why is save function actually such a big deal? This is a very small development team, and the community has been helping this development team effortlessly with 100% love of the game to help get us to a point where this was just a one man's passionate pride and hobby enjoyment, and it's turned into something that's quite amazing. And don't let it down that something that's now considered basic is actually quite a difficult task, actually.
Yeah, because every single aspect of the game has to be put into like a file, the game, and then it has to be read by the file for it to actually, upload the game file.
Yeah, a lot goes into to a save to even implementing save files. It's kind of amazing how we've kind of taken that granted today as gamers.
And if Invasion Machine himself is listening to this, he has been very hard at work developing it, and it's taken him time because, he has to save every single little thing of the game. And credit is due because, every single update there's new stuff being added. So he's going to be working on the saves all the time from now on.
Which is what's been the biggest hold on bringing out the save function is because he was been worried about the every update that's been coming out weekly, like weekly. Like my God, I've never seen a developer come out with updates consistently. It would be game breaking pretty much almost every update.
Indeed, like special vehicles, stuff like that. So moving on to the next update, which is going to be the building update. So, Corin, over to you on this.
The building update, I gotta say, this is the most fantastic part of the upcoming updates that we're looking forward to. Uh, Buildings are destructible, new, improved social projects. Beyond just a gas station, farming, generators, wells, food markets, power plants. Uh, Apparently, the enemy will also OPFOR will be able to actually take them over and destroy them themselves. Uh, on the player build for your forces, you got barricades, defense towers. Um, it's a smorgasbord of different buildables. And also the fact is that the scripting now includes these buildables when it comes to detection. So your forces will actually be able to use these as actual cover.
Yeah, and also speaking about the social projects, we had so much information about the social projects that will be there. There is wells, the strategic key points like power stations, generators, fuel lines, and also the most important, well, not the most important, but most useful is the police stations and the clinics. Now, we don't have much information about it, but the bare bones information we got is that police stations might be implemented into the game, where you'll be able to create a police station and have allied units working with you who might be interpreters automatically assigned and help you keep your presence within the region. What do you think about police stations in this game?
It really comes down to the balancing on it from my perspective. Uh, it's definitely going to take in the whole reputation aspect mechanic that we have in the game. Uh, since the fact is that you're going to have to really work hard to keep these police NPCs loyal or happy with you as a commander in the game. So it's definitely going to add a lot more to the balancing act that a player has to worry about when it comes to playing.
Especially, and it also offers a lot of dynamics. So, the reputation. If you have a very bad reputation with the police or with the locals, and they see you killing locals or conducting war crimes, then, they will not support you and might go, against you and, give you incorrect intelligence. You can also improve reputation with the locals by sending your arrestees to the police station instead of your HQ. But that again has its advantages and disadvantages. What do you think that reputation system would be also kind of good for the police station or the police force?
I think that it will definitely be good to have a reputation for the police that's probably affected and with multipliers from both your command and the civilian population reputations, since obviously command would probably provide more resources and the civilians would probably provide more loyalty and less corrupt cops. It would definitely be interesting to see how the dev team goes about implementing it.
Especially, yeah. And I think you like the place of like looting as well and then taking enemy vehicles. What do you think of repurposing enemy equipment for the police force or the clinics?
To be honestly, that was kind of like when I heard the first time about it that between the vehicle update, that's which topic we'll be getting on, and also the police station social project. I was like, I like this. I like the loot, enemy gear, and everything. It would be a great way to actually implement it into the game and be able to provide stuff. And it's kind of cool to be like, hey, uh, is that a police force vehicle or is that an OPFOR vehicle? It'll definitely make you have to pay attention.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward for that update. And just speaking about, the uh, key strategic points, there is going to be a power station that, you can build up, but this is going to be very difficult to defend because if the AI or the opposition finds it, it will be, they'll try and destroy it as soon as possible. So, as a player or the commanding officer of the Blue 4 forces, you need to make sure that you have defenses placed correctly. Because moving on to the vehicles update, there will be various different units and vehicles available for the opposition force.
The vehicles update that's coming out is definitely going to be a game changer. Even though the dev team has talked about how vehicles are going to be limited, you're not going to be able to spam, 10 tanks or IF Bradley IFVs and such like that. Since the game is supposed to be primarily an infantry-based game, but what vehicles that we've seen that are being brought into the game, it's definitely going to be exciting. Both the players' forces and also the Op 4 forces vehicles.
So now moving on to the vehicles update, there are a lot of confirmed expansions for the vehicles, both for the Blue 4 and opposition forces. So the Blue 4 forces will be getting a variety of regular vehicles and conversion vehicles with like extra armor. We have the first upcoming confirmed vehicle, which will be the MRAP, which is the vehicle you see in the image on the screen right now. And I think that's going to be really beneficial because the 50 cal is okay, but I had situations where the entire crew of that vehicle was eliminated. So, having an MRAP might help. You can also add the Rhino, which disables the communications with the devices or IEDs. So that's, coming also in the communications update. There will be a lot of different communication updates where the opposition forces will get cell phones, and also various different little things like tapping into communications, getting intelligence from cell phones, stuff like that. What do you think about that, Corin?
It's actually interesting, and I'm excited about it because the fact is that um, a lot of players and people have asked about will a fog of war come in. The dev team has actually talked about how the players have a ton of different information coming in that basically provides us like drones, satellites, informants, and all that that can provide overall information. But the AI doesn't have access to the same thing. So, from what we understand, the AI, the Op 4, is actually working with a fog of war, while the players are working with a information overload form of fog of war, which is totally different and makes it a lot more difficult because you don't have oh well, this is what I know, this is what I can deal with. Well, I got instead it changes to, my God, I got a lot of things I have to deal with.
Yeah, and part of the communications update, there was some talk about, changes to the fog of war as well. So, like, the AI, the opposition forces, will try and improve the concealment. So they might be using civilian clothes, for example. Civilian back now. Yeah, connection is successful. So what we were talking about was, the fog of war and how it was changed. So there is various different improvements. So the AI or the opposition forces will get better concealments. They might be using civilian vehicles, as they already are, as many of you are aware, and just trying to cover their presence with the Blue 4 so that you don't know all the time where they are. And that's something that AI opposition forces will improve on. And then you won't be able to know if it's a civilian or if it's a enemy or hostile combatant.
It's definitely, if like hopefully with the new updates it actually works out well. Most likely there'll be a few bugs until we're on the dev team is able to fix it. But the planned effort means that it will be more difficult for us to acquire as players information without actually having to actually search and seizure the vehicles.
Yeah, so moving on to, there has been a very question that I've been looking that we have been receiving, and I'm sure Karen, you had this as well. Are there gonna be tanks in this game?
Yes, there will be, but they'll be at severely limited numbers. Mostly, maybe one or two.
Yeah, and maybe it'll link with your reputation with command, and also what type of command person you have. That, maybe armor, maybe some community stuff like that. So it'll be dependent on the commanding officer as well as your reputation. And additionally, we are expecting to get the same for the opposition forces. So moving on, there'll be a variety of different technicals available, different composition of technicals. So you have your regular technical with the heavy machine gun, but you also have the mortar technical, the rocket technical, and just regular technicals without any kind of machine guns. However, they might have some other options, which I'm looking very forward to, as well as to the improvements to the armored technical, because all the time when I play, it doesn't even shoot for me, and I can easily take it out with a closed air support or my 50 cal Humvee.
Well, I've had some hits or misses with it actually working or not personally, but you know how it is with a game like this where everything's a bit of RNG on the scripting and what the AI does. Sometimes it decides to mass murder your entire force at the beginning, or it's a complete walkthrough.
Indeed. So, moving on to the outreach on the community programs that we have in store for you. So, Corin, take us away. What do we have for the future with the community projects?
Well, we have several things. We have the YouTuber outreach program that is getting ready to start up. We have the Steam workshop that once the dev team releases the workshop tools, will allow for modding into the game, which means that for you crazy people out there who want some cat girl soldiers, that's down the road for you in your future. Then we have the on Discord, the fan art competitions that we're looking forward to start releasing and opening up, which will be done by voting by the community on the Discord.
And to speak about the community highlights, will this be on live streams? Once we have the person or the contestants and the winners, how would we address those who have won? Would it be through like a live stream, community highlights live stream?
The winner of the contest, their art will be showcased in a live stream. For the runner-ups, they will be posted and brought out both on the Steam forums and also on Discord. Since we want basically everyone to enjoy the love of this game that these people who have such talent and skills have put into it.
Alrighty. So now it's time for our Q&A. So we have a few questions going, directed to the head moderation and to myself. So I'm just going to ask you a few questions and, respond. So the first question I have is, when do you think the update 0.5 will be released to the public?
Hopefully now, but sadly it won't. Maybe in about 2 weeks, it's looking like. We have no definite yet, sadly, from the dev team on that, so it's mostly speculation at this point from the staff.
Okay, and the next question is, how do I become part of the development branch? How do I gain access to that? So to gain access to the developer branch, you have 2 days from now to apply on our Discord on the support section. So create a ticket and speak with one of our support team members who will be able to assist you. And then that's how you have access to it. If you already are on our Discord and have been rolled Team Alpha, Team Beta, Team Echo, then you already have access to the developer branch, and you should be looking at the announcements section for the codes that you will need to access it. The third question I have is, will there be any map improvements, Corin?
Well, that's kind of a broad question. We'll be the dev team says they will be adding more to the map, but the size of the map is not going to change since everything is being computed and happening in real time in the game, and isn't waiting for the player to look at scroll the camera to look at it. So yes and no, depending on what you're looking for. More things are going to be on the map, but the map size won't be increasing.
But it might change with its geography and the terrain as well. So that's as well happening. And there will be there will be campaign maps, maybe in the future, not confirmed. And of course, the tutorial is gonna be released in version 1 of the game as well.
Which is down the road, maybe in a few months, but very excited to be waiting for that.
Alrighty, well, quick thing, we have the French head moderator, Lyric P, to do a quick announcement for the French viewers of the stream. So over to you, Lyric.
Thank you. Donc, bonjour à tous. Alors moi, voilà, je suis modérateur sous le nom de Leclerc P. Alors, c'est juste pour faire une petite annonce que la version française du stream sera accessible le 25 septembre 2020, donc vendredi, à 21h. Donc, si vous voulez venir, n'hésitez pas. Et le lien du stream sera en description. Merci. That's all.
Right, and well, that's going to actually conclude the stream for us today. So thank you very much all for listening in, and you're all able to get your copy of Invasion Machine in the stream's description down below. And do please join us on the official Invasion Machine Discord as well. So that way, if you have any questions, you can ask right away. We got helpers and also the moderating head team members like us right here to answer your questions, and also a large active community that will proactively provide any information. So hopefully we'll see you on the next stream, and good luck, Commander. The enemy awaits.